Your brain looks like a wrinkled organ, but inside those folds is one of the most complex systems in the human body. It helps you think, remember, move, sense the world, regulate your body, and even build your experience of reality. But the brain isn't one giant control center. It's a network of specialized structures constantly communicating with one another. Let's start with the three major components: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and is heavily involved in conscious thought, memory, planning, sensation, and voluntary action. Those ridges are called gyri, while the grooves between them are called sulci. Together, they create the brain's familiar folded appearance. The outer layer is the cerebral cortex, often called gray matter. It contains enormous numbers of interconnected neurons, and those regions don't work alone. Information constantly travels between them, allowing the brain to combine many kinds of information. Now divide the cerebrum down the middle and you'll find two large halves called the left and right cerebral hemispheres. Deep between them is the corpus callosum, a huge bundle of nerve fibers connecting the two hemispheres. Many pathways connecting the brain and body also cross over, so each hemisphere mainly influences the opposite side. So the popular idea of being simply left-brained or right-brained is misleading. Real brain function depends on interconnected systems. Move to the front of the brain and you'll reach the frontal lobe, one of the most important regions of the cerebral cortex. It's involved in planning, decision-making, attention, problem-solving, and many other higher cognitive processes. Parts of the frontal lobe also contain motor regions that help initiate voluntary movements throughout your body. Language also depends on networks involving frontal and temporal regions rather than one isolated language button. Behind the frontal lobe is the parietal lobe, which plays an important role in processing information about your body and surroundings. When you feel pressure, touch, temperature, or the position of your body, your brain has to interpret incoming sensory information. Parietal regions help integrate sensory information and contribute to understanding where your body is in space. That means the parietal lobe helps turn streams of raw sensory information into useful information about your body and environment. Along the sides of the brain are the temporal lobes, which contain important regions involved in hearing and auditory processing. Temporal regions also participate in memory and language-related processing, working with many other areas of the brain. At the back is the occipital lobe, which contains the brain's major visual processing cortex. Your eyes collect light, but the brain is where that incoming visual information is analyzed and turned into what you perceive. Now let's go deeper, beneath the cerebral cortex to a structure called the thalamus. The thalamus acts as a major relay and processing hub for information traveling toward the cerebral cortex. Directly beneath it is the much smaller hypothalamus, which helps regulate the body's internal balance, or homeostasis. It helps coordinate functions such as temperature, appetite, thirst, circadian rhythms, and communication with the endocrine system. Deep inside the temporal lobe is the hippocampus, a curved structure strongly associated with memory processing. It plays an important role in forming new memories and organizing information needed for later recall. It is also involved in spatial memory, helping your brain build and use representations of places and environments. And memory isn't stored inside the hippocampus like files in a cabinet. Many connected brain regions contribute to memory. Near the hippocampus is the amygdala, a small group of nuclei involved in processing emotionally significant information. It communicates with many other regions involved in emotion, memory, decision-making, and regulation of body responses. That's why calling it simply the fear center is too simplistic. Its functions are broader and depend on larger neural networks. Emotion, memory, motivation, and behavior emerge from interactions between many brain regions, not from one structure acting alone. Deep beneath the cortex are the basal ganglia, groups of interconnected nuclei involved in movement and other brain functions. They communicate with the cortex and thalamus through looping pathways that help regulate and refine voluntary actions. They contribute to movement control, motor learning, and selecting or refining actions. Again, movement isn't a single command. It emerges from communication between multiple systems working together. Now look beneath the back of the cerebrum. That tightly folded structure is the cerebellum. The cerebellum helps coordinate smooth movement, balance, posture, timing, and learn motor skills. When you perform a practice movement, the cerebellum helps compare intended actions with sensory feedback and refine the result. So the cerebellum isn't simply a balance organ. It's a major coordination system connected to many other parts of the brain. Finally, we reach the brainstem, the midbrain, pons, and medulla connecting the brain with the spinal cord. The brainstem contains pathways and centers involved in essential functions including breathing, cardiovascular regulation, reflexes, and communication with the body. Protective membranes and cerebrospinal fluid surround the brain, while gray matter, white matter, neurons, and glial cells build its communication system. So when you look at the brain, don't see one control room. See a living network constantly communicating, adapting, processing, and keeping you alive.